If we type a URL here in Chrome and hit enter, a network request will fire, a request to this machine on this port asking for this particular resource. Hit enter and we can observe the network request from the Network tab in Chrome DevTools. Here, complete with a preview of the response body. Now, if we make a request to friend/2, we get the second friend, another network request for a different kind of resource. Hit the back button, and there's the friend's request again. Forward button, and there's the request for the second friend. Each time causing HTTP requests to happen on top of a TCP/IP connection. Now, the idea behind front-end routing is that we use JavaScript to manipulate the URL and change it without causing actual requests. And why would we want to do that? We use JavaScript to change the URL so that we can then conditionally render some UI or some other UI depending on the URL. Here's the Network tab open in Chrome DevTools. Let's hit this blog link, see what happens. We are taken to blog, but no network request actually happened. We are not requesting this resource from this machine. This resource possibly doesn't even exist on this machine. If I caused a hard reload, that would probably be a 404. So this link pretty much causes a cosmetic change to the URL and a new element added to the history stack. For example, click blog, click about, back to blog, forward to about. So all of this happens with JavaScript. No network requests are firing. The browser is keeping around the places we have visited, but no actual requests are happening, as these resources probably don't even exist on this particular machine. Now let's take a look how we might build a link that changes the URL programmatically, overriding the default behavior for links. Taking a look at our index.html, we can see our 4 links right here complete with their own unique IDs. So down here in the code, we can see that to the blog link, this first one right here, we added a click event listener that prevents the default behavior of this particular element on clicks, which is to navigate us to wherever the href attribute says. Next, we are using what's called the history API of HTML5 and the push state method, which can take a couple of nulls and the change we want happening at the end of our URL. So let's use the blog link right there, and we can see blog added there at the end of the URL. We are doing the same thing for the about link. We're preventing the default behavior of this particular link and pushing about to the history stack and changing the URL in the process. And again, the reason we would want to change the URL programmatically without firing network requests is because we can have UI components render conditionally depending on the URL. Next, our forward link also uses the history API to navigate forward and back, and this makes it behave like the forward and back button. So if we head over to blog now and go back to about and go to blog, it's the same thing as clicking the back button and go back to about. All of this again without firing any network requests. So next order of business is to learn a library, a React library that allows to render some React components or others depending on the URL. I wonder what library could that be?